Good afternoon. My name is Griffin Webster, and I will be representing the Crown today. Facts: the young person and 3 other adults approach the victim, asking for his jacket. Victim refuses, so one of the adults produced a knife. Victim then gave up his jacket. The youth then began to go through the jacket, taking the victim's wallet, cell phone, and some change. One of the adults then take the victim's bank card, and all 4 assailants convinced him to go to the ATM and give them his PIN number. One of the adults took $380 from the victim's bank account. The victim was also forced to give up his 2 rings and watch. Rings have been recovered, but jacket has not. The event has had a big effect on the 17-year-old victim, as these items have been birthday presents saving from his job and personal values. He says it made him feel powerless.
Can you tell me how old the young person is?
During the offense, he was 17, and he is still 17 years old. As a Crown, we release the burden of proof is on us. The issue here today is what is the appropriate sentence for the young person. How serious is offense? In terms of offenses, robbery is at the higher end of the spectrum, being a straight indictable offense. Even through robbery is at the higher end of the spectrum, we must take into account the role that the young person played. In this case, he was not the one holding the knife, nor did he use the victim's bank card. The young person did not use any physical harm to the victim, but did cause emotional harm. What are the aggravating, mitigating circumstances? The aggravating circumstances regarding this case are as follows. First, the young person has accepted responsibility for the robbery. Second, the youth in question went through the victim's pocket, obtaining his wallet, cell phone, and some change. Third, he is part of the group, compelled the victim to disclose a PIN number. Fourth, the young person has a youth record beginning at age 13. Fifth, we must consider the fact that robbery is at the higher end of the spectrum. The mitigating circumstances regarding this case are as follows. First, the young person was the only minor in the group of 4. Second, he comes from a broken home, living with his disabled mother and 2 other siblings. Third, the youth has done well in his previous custodial dispositions. Fourth, he has expressed great regret over his involvement. Fifth, he has no previous record of that sort of crime. How do we determine a proportionate sentence? In this case, one of the adults involved pled guilty to the same charge, robbery, and received a 90-day intermittent sentence and received an order of restitution in the sum of $320. Since the adult received the sentence, the Crown submits this as the ceiling for the sentence of the young person. Are there reasonable sanctions other than custody? Since the ceiling is a 90-day intermittent sentence and order of restitution, the Crown submits the custody is not an option in this case. We submit the young person should be sentenced to probation for a duration of 18 months, pay a restitution of $100 for the damages caused to the victim's clothing, and that the youth must serve 80 hours of community service. What sanctions are meaningful? We must consider sanctions that are meaningful, and we must consider sanctions that are proportionate to the seriousness of the offense. First, we acknowledge the young person pleaded guilty to the charge of robbery and that he takes full responsibility for his actions. Second, the youth, although involved, had less responsibilities in the crime than other participants. As he did not hold the knife or use the victim's bank card, we submit a probation period for 18 months, 80 community hours, and a restitution of $100. This will help the youth stay connected to the community and will help the young person rehabilitate in the best possible way. Sentencing to the actual custody. First, we object any custodial sentences. Second, we object any deferred custody sentence. As a result, the Crown submits that the court should sentence the young person to 18 months of probation, 80 community service hours, restitution of $100. This allows the young person to be responsible for his actions and feel repercussions of his actions.